When I say union, you say power. Union. Power. Union. Power.
They're laying their employees off. They're doing everything that they can to hurt this industry. We have friends who are grips, and they're seriously going, I don't know if I can make my house payment.
It's the little guy versus the big guy, labor versus management, like a coal miner strike or auto workers. It's just what's fair and what's not.
This idea that, all the writers in Hollywood are millionaires is obscene. If you just go on this line for a day, you meet people who are out of work constantly, who are just trying to feed their families the same way everyone in America is trying to do.
The Writers Guild is a huge middle class. The AMPTP wants you to think that we're all rich. At any given point, half of our membership is not working.
I'm here because the AMPTP are robbing me of my future.
We're kind of going from one job to the next, and what keeps us going in the middle of that is residuals and other gains that the union has got for us.
The crazy life of a writer where you're working 80 hours a week for 40 weeks and then you don't work for a year.
If our residual system is revamped to where we don't get paid for the product that's reused on the internet, our middle class will disappear.
I'm going to show you a list of some of the CEOs and their annual compensation.
Those guys are making a lot more than we're asking for.
Peter Chernin makes $34 million a year.
Holy mackerel, $34 million.
That's a very nice compensation package. Probably pay 4,000 writers for 400 years.
Fox was a studio of my first sitcom. Peter was in there to pick out hair and wardrobe, and I think he earned at least 31 of that 34 million on my project alone.
Someone makes 34 million and doesn't want to pay us 6.
That's like a Subway sandwich for Mr. Chernin there.
6 million for all the writers, 34 million for one man.
Probably the GNP of a small third world country.
Robert Iger, Walt Disney Company.
Wow, that's the GNP of 2 small third world countries.
I have to go home and make another sign. This is much too tame.
They're trying to make us the reason why this is happening, when in fact it's simply their greed.
Greedmeisters.
Les Moonves at CBS, $24.86 million a year. I would say Les stands out head and shoulders above the rest as a wonderful, very fair man who I would hope would support my show once the strike is over.
Our demands are so incredibly cheap in comparison to their compensation. Clearly this is about them breaking up the union.
To break the unions would really be biting the hand that feeds you.
These CEOs, they don't all have the same interests. They're competitors, and I don't understand why they're sticking together, because some of them are going to win and some of them are going to lose a lot bigger in this strike. I guess that's good for Peter Chernin.
They have made us stronger now by forcing us to go on strike than we were before.
I think that there are a lot of people in the guild like me who are pretty resilient.
We're used to the uncertainty. We can handle it.
I'm here as long as conviction is here, and conviction is fair.
So how long are you willing to stay out here?
As long as it takes.
If people laugh or wave, that's great. Just honk and give us the thumbs up, that's all.
My back doesn't kill me. It's also very slimming.
Striking.
I'd personally like to get a strike sign that says honk, asking the cars that go by to honk their horns. You ask them to honk, and they either do or they don't, so you get a result. And you know whether you're succeeding or not.
Their employees are driving into the studio and honking and giving us the peace sign. Even the employees know we're right.
Thank you. That's the high point of our day, right there. Somebody honks and, we go, woo, all right. It's like we're 2.
As long
as it takes.
Almost there.
Power! Power!
Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Roll on.